So I'm fucking on Twitter,
Yeah.
not even caring, like just going through, and then it says trending, and it's just like The Mandalorian trending with, and it's like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah. We're not going to spoil it because I still haven't watched episode 4 onwards.
Yeah, I watched episode 6, so I saw the other big character return,
Ahsoka
but not this
Tano.
one.
Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka and the guy. Well, the payoff from Boba Fett in episode
Oh
1.
yeah, Boba Fett comes back too. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I fucking was like, whatever, cool. The reason why I just freaked out was because I'm going through Tumblr and it was the actual clip from
Oh,
the
fuck.
episode, which I don't want to see. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fun knowing who shows up. I don't want to see them because that's exciting to actually. Because even if you get spoiled, like,
I know not
oh,
only
this character shows up.
I know
oh,
not
I
only
really
the
wish,
ending, but the implications of the ending,
Yeah.
which is
That
to me
sucks.
very funny. No, it's fine. I don't like. I've never been somebody who gives a shit about spoilers. Like, I don't care.
I care depending on the severity of the spoiler.
Well, it depends, right? Is it a story that is predicated on knowing the twist and if you know the twist ahead of time, the story is not good, then I think the story is overall not good. Like you've made a bad thing if the only thing good about it is the ending or the twist or
Yeah.
whatever. But if I can't enjoy it after you tell me what happens at the end, even if it's good, I think I don't know. I think a lot of people are just babies. But I'm not going.
I think it depends.
Intentionally.
Like,
I don't
if it's
intentionally spoil
if it's
shit.
fuck you, one second. If it's a genre that you really care about, like if you're like 8 fucking, or you're like 12 hours in and you haven't been spoiled, and some guys just like, oh, let me just tell you a minor spoiler, and then it turns out to be a huge thing. That sucks.
Yeah.
Or if it's like a franchise that you really loved, and then someone tells you the ending to. Or I don't know, Hades would kind of suck as well for someone to spoil that for you.
I don't know. I think I'm I'm not saying everybody should be like me, but I personally do not give a shit.
At the end of Batman Arkham Origins, it reveals that Batman's suit does not jerk him off, but does peg him.
Arkham
Wouldn't
City.
you be upset if
Arkham
someone
City,
told you
got
that
them
and you didn't
mixed
get
up.
to see it happen?
Well, it's not that I didn't get to see it happen. It's that I will get to see it happen,
Yeah.
and now I know it's there.
Yeah, but before you had the excitement of being like, oh, I didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah, I guess.
And now it's like, oh no, it happened.
Listen, I'm not saying I can't empathize with other people who feel that way about it. I personally don't.
But Nathan, why don't you feel the same way I do?
I don't know, because I'm chill. I'm too chill.
You're absolutely not.
Now, Ian,
That is not true.
it does say on the Google document that we have that you have an opening bit, and I didn't read it. What was the bit?
It's not really that much of an opening bit. I wrote it down when I was drunk at Stevie's demand. Did you delete my memes?
Yeah, I did, just to
No.
make it easier to read.
That makes sense. How much would you pay for porn?
Depends on the porn.
Like, it's perfect. It's literally what you want. It's like it's all of your favorite things. That's right there.
And there's like a significant amount of it.
Yeah, it's like an constantly update. It's like a weekly updated OnlyFans.
All right, yeah, like I don't know if it's really good, like $25 a month.
Okay.
I think that's valid.
Yeah, because I was talking to an individual that I already named, but if I don't do it again, no one will pay attention. He asked me, and I was like, "Why are you?" And he's like, got all embarrassed, and I'm like, "You fucking asked the question. Of course, I'm gonna figure out it's you who fucking who's paying for the porn." And he was like, I was like, "How much?" Oh, well, I said I'd pay like $10,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yes, that's what I'm paying," and it's like all of his like fetishes perfectly on display
And
there.
it's somebody's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Look at Stevie fucking
No, you can't name him.
respecting and supporting sex workers. What a king.
Yeah, so welcome to the Media Hole Podcast.
Yeah, this is a weekly podcast in which we talk about news and movies and comics and video games and the like, and anime, I guess, as well. Although not a lot of
Yeah.
anime. I don't know why I picked up my phone. The fucking Google Docs on my computer now, baby.
Maybe you picked up your phone in response to the fact that I also picked up my phone.
It could be like a yawn, but of cellular phones.
Yeah, no, my sister, I have some fucking dumb. There's this fucking dresser that I just moved here, and we just moved into the house, and the thing's fucking huge, and to even, like, be light enough to carry it down the stairs, and it's still too heavy when all the drawers are out. I have to take out all the drawers. Mm-hmm. So after that, then we have to maneuver it downstairs into the garage. And I don't want to do it.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a burp.
What a burp.
No, I'm going to. Anyway, let's get right into the news.
Let's get right into the news, folks. I'm the first person to have ever said that. It's canon.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red, or potentially CD Projekt Red, there is no consensus on it. Has had a really bad week, folks. First,
I'm a white man. I'll say it how I want.
I mean, they're just Polish. That doesn't make them not white.
Yes, it does.
You're right.
I'm kidding.
First, they apologize for how shitty Cyberpunk is, and then apologize for hiding the base console versions from the public, despite knowing how incredibly fucked up they are. And they they told people to go to the console manufacturers to get some basic refunds to all players, and promising major fixes coming in January and February. Then later in the week, refunds were expanded by Sony and Microsoft, with Sony permanently delisting Cyberpunk until the game is in a state where it's reasonable to be sold to PS4 owners.
So permanently is not really the right word to use.
I mean,
it's delisted until it's fixed. Permanently would mean it's never coming back.
I mean, it's permanent. It's not a temporary. We don't know the time frame.
But
should I have said what's the word?
I would have just said delisting. That's all.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say like delisting until an unspecified date, I guess, would be a better phrasing.
Yeah. Microsoft. This is Stevie sent me this last night.
Yeah.
Microsoft is, according to PC Gamer, Microsoft and Best Buy are now also offering Cyberpunk 2077 rewards refunds.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. So, yeah.
I wonder if Amazon is, because that's where I got my copy.
Well, Amazon is pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to refund it. TBH, I'm not having that much trouble with it. Other than
because you're playing on a PS5.
Yeah, other than frequent crashes, and by frequent I mean literally every hour. Can you quick save on console? You sure can.
Like,
it's
not auto
triangle
save,
in the it's triangle in the pause menu.
Okay, that's good. That's good that they have an actual, because sometimes I think in fucking like Skyrim, the other buggy first-person open world series that everyone loves.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no quick save on consoles. It's literally just like.
But on the PS4 version there is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's quick save.
That's why you should buy Skyrim again, Ian. Keep buying it.
No,
it's the last good game we made,
and then I returned the other one.
It's the last good game Bethesda developed, Ian. Anyway.
Does Skyrim come out after New Vegas? Also, Bethesda didn't develop that.
There you go. So yeah, CD Projekt Red, their stock prices have taken a fucking major hit, with both consumers and stockholders potentially having a case for a class action lawsuit. And then finally, as if that weren't enough, CDPR's CEO was found to have liked tweets by fans angry at Sony's decision to delist the game. This happened this morning that I saw this. And all of this happens to come as the same week as a backlash against CDPR-owned GOG has eroded almost all of the goodwill the company's built up in the last decade.
Yeah. So before we go on to the next one, because I still have things about this, I was getting in arguments in my Discord all week with this shit.
Yeah.
And some of the guys there, the way I was arguing, I think they made it sound like I thought all versions of the game were shit, where we're all playing on PC, where it runs perfectly fine.
Oh, you've all had good luck with it? Because even the PC version's really fucked up for a lot of people.
I've had I haven't had a crash or a game breaking bug
Wow.
since the first day I played the game.
Oh, okay.
There are still buggy things about it. Like
I heard, yeah,
things happen, but nothing to really actually stop me from playing the game.
Yeah. I've heard there's I've heard like I think if you're using certain graphics cards, I've heard like there's some really fucked up things, and if your shit's not like really brand new, I've heard there's a lot of really fucked up things with it too.
My shit's not really brand new. I'm like, I need to upgrade my GPU, but
I don't know PC stuff. All I know is like a certain number of PC players are like having no problems really. It's just okay. Yeah. And then a bunch of PC players I'm seeing like saying no, it's really fucked up on PC too, but not quite as bad.
It's really fucked up on PC by PC game, like PC player standards. Because PC players are a little more anal about technical specs. Like, if Yakuza 6 came out on PS4 and PC, everyone who played on PS4 would be like, this game's fine. It's all right. Like, it doesn't run as good as the old ones, but when it's first time on an engine, they'd be mad, but they would still play it. PC players would be leaving negative reviews going like, I can't get more than 30!
Oh, yeah.
This game's bad!
I mean, like, fuck. And again, like, if you are using a base PS4, which I would have been using in fucking November or whatever during the first release date, right? I would have played it for the first time on a base PS4 in April. Yeah. April is what I meant. Sorry. And it fucking hanging out around fucking 15, 18 FPS on base PS4s. Yeah, that's fucking unforgivable. Like, there is no reason the game should be sitting at fucking 15 FPS.
And over the course of the week, it was like a new argument. Well, we had the big argument on like Monday, and then over the course of the week, I just kept getting proven right every fucking day.
Yeah,
there was like new things coming out all the time that was just like, yeah, they actually did do this on purpose. There was no rush for them to ship the game. Then we got in an argument about distributors and how it might have been pressure from Warner Brothers to put the game out because Warner Brothers is the distributor.
Yeah, they're on the console version only though.
Yeah, so but whatever, that's like you can I believe you could probably fight back against that, especially when you're like the game will come out and it will be bad. They just didn't feel like being honest with
It's funny
with everyone else.
Cuz this Warner Brothers distributed game is fine on PC. It's fucked up on consoles.
Yeah,
like Batman Arkham Knight.
Before. Yeah. the last AAA game to get pulled off
like a console. Yeah.
Yeah. But then also one of the things I said was that the devs are upset, like they're miserable because of all the hours they used to have to work.
Yeah.
And then people were like, I don't know, do you have a source for that? I'm like, I don't. And then yesterday.
Yeah.
Or no, Wednesday night, because that's when Thursday night, I found a tweet from Pat Stares at for the Bloomberg link.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk game maker faces hostile staff after failed launch, and it's pretty much the staff, like the devs, yelling, why did you do this? What the fuck is wrong with you, sort of shit?
Yeah, this is like kind of beyond the pale at this point.
Yeah. And at that point I was like, I don't think I want to bring this up anymore, because now it just sounds like me going like, ha ha ha, he, I'm right, you're wrong and stupid.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's a video game that definitely should not have come out in the state that it did, and be used the way just like that whole development was really poorly done. I'm really looking forward to when it wins Best Direction at the next Game Awards.
We need a Razzies for video games.
Yeah, because it's like, here's the thing. Cyberpunk as a video game, I think is fine. It's just as a piece of software, it doesn't work very good.
I think as a video game, honestly, it's really good. But as a piece of software, it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I would say, if there was no bugs and this game was running as intended, I would probably give it a solid 9.
Yeah. Yeah,
there's really good stuff about it. The story's really fun. Oh, but the choices you make in the dialogue and how you do it actually doesn't affect the ending. I don't care. Yeah,
that's whatever. It affects certain things. It feels fine.
Actually, unless they pimped out like them saying like, oh, it definitely will affect the ending. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, I would be upset. Like, kind of like with Mass Effect 3, where they were like, your choices from all of the games matter. And then it was like, these 2 choices that you can retcon in the 3rd game matter.
Yeah, I mean, like, it depends on what choices mattering means, because like there is a cool thing that I noticed when I did a mission. Like, not to get on this the Cyberpunk train yet, because we're probably gonna cover it in the weeks. But there was a mission that I did where it was like I just did a random side job where I killed a dude. Like, I had to kill a man for being a piece of shit. He was like beating up a bunch of sex workers or whatever, or killing them. And I was like, bad, right? And I murdered him. And then in like the next story mission that I did, or one of them, like, a guy was affiliated with the same gang this guy was part of, and one of my dialogue options had the guy's name who I killed as just a random side job, and was like, you know what happened to this guy? Fucking he's dead because I murdered him. And I was like, oh shit.
Was it the Maelstrom?
No, it was a guy associated with the fucking
The Tigers?
The Tigers, yeah.
Okay, I haven't really met up with them like in a story context that wasn't Arasaka.
Yeah, the Tigers. So it was in the story one, like where I'm trying to look for the girl from the beginning, try to find her.
Oh, Evelyn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm about there as well. But
you go to the Dreams Club. Did you go there, or Clouds, or whatever it's called?
Clouds. I don't know. I went and talked to Judy again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're way behind me. Yeah, I'm like very far ahead of you. I'm like 15 hours in at this point.
I don't have as much time as you, bitch.
I've just been playing the game a lot. And then,
that's fine.
And then when it crashes, it reminds me to like eat or find water or whatever.
That's how good it is.
It's good. Every game should crash every hour.
Yeah. Or it's more effective than Nintendo's fucking like every 15 minutes when you're playing like a fitness game, going like, you should take a break, go outside, drink some water.
Yeah. But let's follow up on the next thing, which again also involves CDPR because it's GOG. Yeah. So let's just spin you a little tale here. So in the year 2019, Red Candle Games released Devotion, a first-person horror game set in Taiwan, which is also where the devs are located, and it came out to critical praise. Within the game,
Nathan, what do you mean? It's set in China. There's no such thing as Taiwan.
Within the game, data miners found a meme that was anti-Xi Jinping. I think that's how you say his name.
Xi Jinping?
Yeah, something like that.
Fuck, yeah. Who cares? He deserves none of my respect.
Sure. The game was review bombed on Steam and was then delisted by the developer. The publisher even lost their business license in China. But then this week, Red Candle announced that the game would be re-released on GOG with no changed content. However, only a few hours later, GOG pulled Devotion from their store, citing messages from many gamers, which is probably actually messages from the country of China.
Yeah. Well, I had a meme here that Nathan took away.
There was a meme here. It's gone now.
It said that they replaced the messages from gamers with messages from Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
Because that's really what that means. It's also like how, like if they made a game where you could play Winnie the Pooh, but he was Chinese.
Yeah.
That'd also get in trouble.
Oh yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 3, there's just like a white splotch over Winnie the Pooh in the Winnie the Pooh levels.
Yeah, because people back in the day, like 10 years ago, said that the Prime Minister looks like Winnie the Pooh, and he was like, well, I wish I could kill Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really fucked up because, I mean, I missed Devotion the first time, then I saw like a bunch of footage of it after it got delisted and was like, shit, this looks really good. But yeah, man, this sucks. And then in response, Glass Bottom Games, who are doing the upcoming Skatebird, are pulling that title and another game that they had listed off of GOG because fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah, fuck, good old
fucking
games.
Nerds.
Good old games, more like fucking...
Good old Chinese cocksucking.
More like good old capitalism. Am I right, fellas?
Yeah.
Chinese money is too good for us to have this actual piece of art that's not even that critical of China. It just has a meme in it.
Yeah, no, that's how sensitive China is the snowflakes of the economic world.
It sure is.
Like, there's one thing happens, and they're like, "Whoa, no, get out of here."
Yeah, it's funny. You'd think that all that money would make people less sensitive, right?
Yeah, except instead you got
But
little babies.
instead, it's like it's almost as if like 2 of the 3 richest people in the world are whiny piss babies.
You got Elon Musk up there being like, "I don't understand. Pronouns are an aesthetic nightmare," and then you look at his kid's fucking name.
Yep. And then Jeff Bezos, who is just anytime somebody criticizes him, he like cries.
Also, the
And he's
moment
got an ugly dick.
when his wife left him and took a ton of his money, she is now the most charitable person in the world because she's given $6 billion to charity this year.
Holy shit.
Apparently, the most anyone has ever given.
That's positive.
Yeah, it is. She still has a lot more money.
Yeah.
So, but you know, she's got to have like, she's doing better. Like, if we started to eat the rich right now, I'd give her a chance.
Let's see what she does. I'm not saying it's a no.
I'm pretty sure she was just the wife of
see.
Jeff Bezos. Her name's Mackenzie Scott.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like I'm just saying like we're not saying don't eat her when we eat the rich. We're saying let's give her a chance.
She gets the chance to forfeit 56.2 billion away.
Yeah.
Because millionaires can still exist.
Yeah.
But if you hit $1 billion, we're killing you.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's like you've reached an amount of money that a country should have, not a human person. No one man should have all that power, etc., etc. We've all heard the song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was 2 very funny / interesting pieces of information that came out post Game Awards last week about some stuff. First of all, number 1, Vin Diesel apparently played over 1,000 hours of the original Ark Survival Evolved before becoming the main character of Ark 2.
Yeah.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
Bro, I'm gonna play over 1,000 hours of fucking Monster Hunter so I can be in the next game.
Hell yeah. We should
fucking
do you know what
Gavin
Ian? Do you know
should
what'd be great?
in GTA 6 because he has I'll tell you how many hours Gavin has in
Well,
GTA 5.
I was just saying, do you know what'd be really funny is you know how like in Spider-Man there's a J. Jonah Jameson podcast that plays?
Yeah.
We should be that, but for the next Monster Hunter.
That doesn't make sense. There's no radios in Monster Hunter.
Then we're like little bugs that fly.
Yeah, or there's like you can walk up to a horn and the horn's super fucking long and look at it. So Gavin
Yeah.
he has broken the 4,000 mark for GTA 5.
Oh my god. I
He
couldn't
has
imagine
4,145 hours on GTA 5.
Can I be honest? I couldn't imagine spending more than 20 hours on GTA 5. I really dislike that game. And I beat it.
This is the online though. It's not like he's playing the story over and over again.
But isn't there story stuff in the online?
Yeah, so not once you do it once, you never have to do it again, but it's he likes the cars and he wants to earn the money to get the cars. He owns like every single supercar in that game.
That's cool. The second fun piece of news was that the fucking Dead Space serial spiritual successor, which was the Callisto Protocol about space prison, and apparently it takes place 300 years after PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, a game that apparently has lore.
It does not. That's the thing. It's just they keep saying it has lore. It has no lore. Fortnite has a lot more lore, and I think that's why they're doing this is because Fortnite has gone more into their lore stuff.
Yeah. So Ian, I would like to posit to you, what games take place in each other's universes that would be funny?
What?
Just like what's a shared universe? Let's just like pull 2 games out of our asses and say they are in a shared universe.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not good at that.
Resident Evil and Destiny take place in the same universe?
No, I don't know.
Why not?
Because it's dumb. It's stupid. I can't come up with anything for this. Let's just move on.
All right, Ian. All right.
I'm sorry. My brain won't work like that right now.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to come up with things to make the episode more interesting.
We'll come up with other things. Don't force it.
All right, fine. Finally, or not finally, but there was a Nintendo Indie World event this week. Highlights include Spelunky 1 and 2 coming to Switch, a game called Toonshay, which is like a beat 'em up RPG in like the Tales of style. Cyber Shadow is a Ninja Gaiden ripoff, excuse me. Alba, a wildlife adventure, is an exploration game by Monument Valley developers, which is out on PC now, but it's coming in spring for Switch. There's a game called Nausea, or Ganosia, which was like a visual novel Among Us that's like single player, where there's an alien imposter randomly generated from one of 15 NPCs, and it's kind of like different every playthrough. There was a game called Grindstone, which is like an action puzzle looter that's from Toronto's Capybara Games.
Yeah, I've played this game. It's on my phone.
Yeah, is it good?
It's all right.
And then finally they announced Among Us Switch version, and it came out on the day, baby. Which, on that Switch version, if you go to the local lobbies, you can play the fucking new map.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only local lobbies.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep.
Well, please put proximity chat in the game. That'd be cool.
I think that's something that they're working on. It's also going to come to Xbox, too.
It's going to come to everything, because why not?
Yeah, why not? I hope they do proximity chat. I hope they work that shit in, because it's so much more fun.
It is. And the fact that one of our friends just really wants to play recently, and they don't have a computer.
Yeah.
Because in this day and age, you don't need a computer anymore, so...
You really don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
so
you're a fucking gamer.
Like
Actually, you don't even need a computer to be a gamer, because consoles are dope as hell, too.
Consoles are dope. Well, yeah, they're dope as hell. And then also, you don't even need a console, because you can be a gamer on your phone.
Gamer on your phone. That's right, Ian. If you subscribe to Google Stadia, you can play almost any game that's on the Google Stadia that's on your phone.
What?
Yep. You don't even need to download it, dude. You just stream it like a Netflix. You only have to pay a monthly fee and pay full price for every game.
Yeah. And then also, when the service decides the game isn't there anymore, you can't play it anymore.
This podcast is sponsored by Google Stadia.
Oh, man.
Imagine, I would take their fucking money. I would shill their bullshit.
I would too.
Yeah.
Well, like, there's a guy I follow who does, like, Destiny videos, and he did a video where he played, like, Google Stadia on the played Destiny on Google Stadia before it came out.
Hey.
And he, like, played it, and I was like, oh, it looks the same, but the dude also said, like, he's on a gigabit connection.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... It's got tons of space.
And do you want to talk about the last piece of news?
No, I don't want to.
All right. Well, Sephiroth is in Smash. We already knew that from the Game Awards, but the Sakurai had his direct for it, and so he spoiled all of Final Fantasy VII in the direct like a fucking baller. Because the stage is the literal... In the background of the stage, the ending of Final Fantasy VII happens. Like the last thing. And then he announced that the character comes on December 22, or 22nd rather. But twist... between the 17th and the 22nd, there was a Sephiroth challenge added.
Oh, no.
Which,
if we all know the ending to Final Fantasy VII, now they have to pull a BioWare and Game of Thrones TV show and completely change the ending to shock you.
Well, for a remake. He even said that might not be the way the remake ends.
Yeah, well...
Yeah. Because, like, remake's already different as fuck. But if you beat the Sephiroth challenge, you can play him up to 5 days early, which is fucking cool, and I did it. They also added only 9 new Final Fantasy VII songs, so making it a total of 11 Final Fantasy VII songs, because apparently there's some kind of copyright bullshit. And they're all really good. They're fucking awesome. I mean, it's Uematsu plus like the Smash Bros. People, right? It's like you can't go wrong. And then for me fighters, they added Aerith, Tifa, Barrett, Chocobo Hat, and Gino, baby. Gino!
The second time they've disrespected Gino.
Gino's in Smash.
Yeah. If we get... You know what? If Sans is in Smash...
If Sans counts, this counts. This is like...
Yeah.
This is a big... this is a win. Honestly, as a Gino
No,
fan,
actually, Gino was a skin in Smash 4 as well.
Oh, yeah? Really?
Yeah, so the way they did it in Smash 4 was they were like, now coming to Smash for Nintendo Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS is Gino as a Mii fighter.
I honestly, like, this is good enough for me. I don't care.
Yeah.
You can play
I don't know the game, so I don't know how good of a moveset he could have. Like
he's a gunner. I think he's a Mii gunner.
No, but I mean, like, from the actual game, like, if he was to be his own character, like, would it be even worth it to, like, give him a different moveset?
Yeah, I mean, he's cool. I mean, they've adapted other characters from turn-based games into having a moveset in Smash. I think
I'm gonna say they can't do that, because fucking Fire Emblem's turn-based.
Yeah, Fire Emblem, Final
Pokemon's
Fantasy.
turn-based.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Dragon
Probably
Quest.
more. Dragon Quest, yeah. So like I'm not saying that's the reason why. I'm saying like does he have unique moves? Is there like could you put
he has
his
like
shit
a
into
I think
it?
I think his moveset is like kind of I'm trying to remember cuz he's a doll that comes to life. And I think he shoots stuff. I think he does shoot. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time since I played Mario RPG. It's a fucking great game though. It's a good one. Gino's cool.
Sure it is.
Yeah.
All right, talk about your nonsense. That's
My
the
nonsense?
end of the news.
Yeah, that's all the news, baby.
I believe it is.
What nonsense? Do you mean the title of the movie?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it for me?
Yeah. Detective Bureau 2-3 Go to Hell Bastards from 1963 directed by Seijun Suzuki.
Hell yeah.
So is the title Detective Bureau 2-3 or did you watch the second and third movie? He left.
Hold on.
He's over there. He says, hold on. Okay, I don't see a 2 and a 3. So did you watch the second and the third one?
No, it's the 2-3 is right there.
Oh, okay. The 2-3 is in the top.
Yeah, so Detective Bureau 2-3, Go to Hell Bastards, is, it's the first movie in the Detective Bureau 2-3 series, but it's the only one, there's only 2, and it's the only one directed by Seijun Suzuki, and it's the only one anybody remembers. Because the other one's not by him. But yeah, I watched that movie. It's a fucking fun movie. Seijun Suzuki, in case you don't know him, is a counterculture film icon in Japan. He was part of...
He's dead.
Yeah, he just died a few years ago. Sad. But he very famously worked at Nikatsu, making their B-level movies for like 20 million yen budgets. But he was a very, very interesting dude. He would make like 3 movies a year because they made them like factory style there at Nikatsu. Where like you'd have basically a month to make the whole movie from pre to post production.
He made 40 of them.
He made 40 movies.
Yeah, that's a lot. From over 11 years, he made 40 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also Japan has like a different like movies in Japan are like 40 minutes sometimes, and they're like, "That's a movie."
No, none of his movies were that. Like all of them were feature length, like hour 20 plus. But very famously counterculture icon guy. He had really fucking weird taste. He constantly loved like usurping what was common, especially in like noir and detective and Yakuza films, where he's like, hey, do you know who sucks? The fucking Yakuza. They're just a gang of violent thugs. Why are we making all these movies that are like pro Yakuza? Which is kind of badass. But His most famous flicks are Tokyo Drifter and Branded to Kill, and they're kind of his most out there and weird. And Branded to Kill got him fired, and then he successfully sued Nikatsu for firing him, which is why he's such an icon.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck those people.
Yeah, man.
I don't.
And now Nikatsu.
He was in the war.
Yeah, and now Nikatsu like puts out fucking like box sets of his stuff where it's like the best of Seiji Suzuki. Like, what a good dude.
What a cool man. He never did anything to us.
Yeah. No, it's like we deserved it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's been like 40 years since it happened. But he's made some really great shit. Again, Branded to Kill is a movie so good and weird that it got him fired, and that's my fave. Maybe Tokyo Drifter's slightly better. I don't know. It's about the same. But yeah, man, I just like Seiji Suzuki a lot. Detective Bureau 2-3 is pretty good, but it's not his best work that I've seen. It's fun though. It's a real fun time. He does some fun stuff with camera work. It's one of those movies where like it seems like everybody had a good time making it, you know?
That sounds good.
Yeah. Branded to Kill, I think, is a movie I'd love to make you watch. I know
you can't make me do anything.
I know you'd
I'm
probably rather
unstoppable.
watch. Tokyo Drifter, which is like more of a straightforward.
Is that a
action
Fast
movie.
and the Furious movie?
No, it predates. It's about a yakuza who like gets fucking fired. Essentially, like he goes on the run. But
The man, like most men in Yakuza,
yeah,
like
but
the video game franchise.
Branded to Kill. The reason why I constantly talk about it is because it's fucking weird as hell. Like the main character is like the number 3 assassin in the world or whatever.
Punk bitch.
Yeah.
Not being number 1.
Well, essentially what happens is like he goes on this job to like transport a dude for a Yakuza boss who's secretly fucking his wife. And then like the job kind of goes wrong, and then he winds up killing the number 2 assassin, which makes him the number 2 assassin.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And then it's like, oh sorry, I haven't mentioned the most important thing, which is the guy he can only get hard when he's smelling rice.
When he's smelling rice?
Yeah, like boiled
Like
rice.
cooked rice?
Yeah.
So okay. What does it? Can it only be white rice, or does it have to be like?
It does. It's just rice because it's Japanese and it's from the 60s. So I'd assume it's, I don't know, jasmine rice. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. I just say white.
Seiji Suzuki's quote about it is like, I wanted to make the quintessential. I wanted to make the quintessential Japanese hitman. If he was Italian, he'd fucking get hard sniffing macaroni, right? Is the actual quote he said.
Pasta Pazzule!
That's the actual quote he said. He said, like, he'd fucking get hard sniffing macaroni or something like that. It's pretty close.
That's dumb,
funny.
but I love it.
It's great. But yeah, and then he falls in love with a woman who wants to die, and then the number 1 hitman comes after him.
She smells permanently of rice.
No, she doesn't. But yeah, and then there's like the number 1 hitman comes after him, and like it's very cat and mousey, but it's ridiculous and weird as hell. It's awesome.
I'm glad you got to watch a good movie this week,
Yeah, I mean,
because I didn't.
Go to Hell Bastards. I wouldn't call a good movie, but it's a fun movie.
A movie you enjoyed.
Yeah,
There you go.
I haven't talked about that movie at all. Actually, I just realized, but whatever. I don't care.
What? Oh yeah. Well,
It's fine.
It's good. You enjoyed it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't talk about it so people can go watch it themselves. You just gave the rap sheet for why you should go enjoy his films.
Hell yeah.
So I got home from work on like Monday night. Or no, it was Tuesday because I did overtime. And that's the only reason why I missed half of this fucking movie. And I get in Discord and they're streaming something and I'm like, all right, what are you guys watching? And they're like, Tenet, we're halfway through. So I started watching Tenet from the halfway mark.
Ooh.
Tenet is not. I don't care that I missed half of this fucking movie. I think this was a bad movie. Or like I think I'm going to rewatch it.
I'll probably watch it once it's out.
But
I know it's wrong that I've made an opinion about it already, but whatever. I'll want to watch it at some point just to be right.
But the whole thing is that I don't understand their time travel. They can explain it all they want, but it makes no fucking sense. There is straight up time travel where you can go to different periods in time. Like, John David Washington, he goes back to the beginning of the movie at the end of the movie.
Okay.
Robert Pattinson knew the whole plot of the movie the whole time.
You
like,
didn't
he
say
knew how it was going to end.
You didn't say the name of that character, Ian.
He tells you his name at the very end.
Protagonist.
Where he's sitting in the back of... he's like, I'm the protagonist. I'm the one who decides what happens or some shit. But...
Wouldn't it be funnier if he said protagonist?
It would be. But, like, it's just... The whole movie, like, there's straight up time travel, but then they can also do this thing where they go in reverse. Like, the world... Like, everything happens around them is in reverse, and they're in normal time. And then they have to fake their movements to, like, look like they're going proper in time, but they're actually doing everything in reverse. So there's, like, a whole fight. The coolest use of it is there's a fight scene that happens at the beginning of the movie that it turns out it was John David Washington fighting himself, but he was dressed like Hunk from Resident Evil. So I'm like, that was kind of cool. But then the rest of it is dumb as fuck. They have a thing called a reverse bullet, and the only way to go to get it out of them is to go to the point in time in reverse, and it will just leave their body. Or else it will constantly spin inside their body until they die. And I just started yelling that this is just like JoJo Part 7. With how you read Part 7, right?
I read like half of Part 7.
Oh.
Yeah.
Using the spin, like Johnny makes like a perfect nail bullet, and like that's how he beats Funny Valentine. And it like permanently makes him spin into the earth, and like even using D4C, he can't escape it ever, and he'll just permanently keep dying.
Damn.
So,
any word on the Part 6 anime when that comes out?
No, nothing.
Damn. I'm
sure David Productions kind of fucked right now, though.
I'm sure they're working on it. Like,
I'm sure they're pitching it. And
they worked on.
Start making this?
No, Part 5 just took like an actual long ass time, but that's why that fucking part, like, unlike Part 4, where like near the end, the last like 8 or 10 episodes were kind of not so great looking.
Which sucks because those are the ones you want to look really good.
Yeah. Whereas like Part 5, like they actually had like most of the show wrapped by the time it started airing. Like it was like almost completely done. And that's why it like looked good, is because they weren't actually working on much of a schedule at all. They were just like working there. Because it's the guy who directs every season of JoJo. Part 5's his favorite, so he put like so much time and effort into it.
Yeah.
I remember on Reddit somebody posting that there's a guy who lived in Italy, and he posted that like my apartment building is in this episode of JoJo Part 5 because they like actually went there and took pictures to draw the backgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah, so then they did that bullet thing where you like get shot by it and it will permanently keep killing you until you die or whatever.
I enjoy that.
It's like, it was all right. It was just confusing how they actually like got it out. I don't understand what they did. I'm sure it might have been explained earlier, but I just didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean the Chris Nolan movies where he doesn't have a Satoshi Kon movie to do worse of probably aren't that good.
Yeah, so then they
That's an Inception joke.
Yeah, sure. There is and then they find out that the Doomsday device that was made 1,000 years in the future, and it's been sent back to the past in 9 separate parts. And I'm like, oh, so the Holy Corpse in Part 7 of JoJo. And like, I just like, now I want to watch the whole movie again and see if there's more shit. Like, does John David Washington start as the not protagonist and then 20 minutes in become the main protagonist?
Well,
or how for like the first 3
I don't know if you know this, but
JoJo,
John David Washington's birth name is John David Joshington, so he is in fact a JoJo.
Oh. If I go back and I mistranslate the word protagonist 500 times, you'll eventually get the word jokester, which means JoJo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Josuke Higashikata, oh, that thing on the second part of your name could be called Joe. I'm going to call you JoJo. Doesn't make any sense, but you gotta force it.
Well, no,
Giorno is the only person they don't call, like, no one actually calls him JoJo.
No, people call him Gio.
No one, yeah, but I mean, like, in the anime, no one calls him that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Nobody actually says it out loud.
Like, JoJo, like, first JoJo was called, he was called JoJo by his friends.
Yeah.
Second JoJo was called JoJo, sometimes, can't remember by who.
So, yeah, I think Arena called him that, right?
Yeah, and there's always a someone is always like called the main character JoJo at some point, but not in part 5.
Yeah, because Jotaro Kujo, they call him JoJo in like the first couple episodes, and then they drop it.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, in JoJo Part 4, in just the first episode, they mentioned that Higashikata...
A bully calls him that, and then he says, your hair looks like shit, and then he punches him, breaks his nose.
Yeah, and then, Part 5, nobody says it. In Part 6, it's a nickname that Jolene's mom called her. Which I just realized now that... Do you think Jolene is named after the song, Jolene?
Oh, well...
I know it's spelled different.
No, but that's like her namesake in the actual, like, Araki's actual thing.
Oh, that's his actual... It was... She is named after Jolene, the song?
Yeah, that's why she was...
That's why she's gay!
Yeah, you ever see... There's a breakdown of the song Jolene where people are like, Jolene is singing about how she's in love with that woman.
Yeah.
And Jolene Kujo was supposed to be fucking gay.
Yep.
But the editors did not like that because this was made in 99 or whatever.
It was like 2001, but yeah.
Yeah, and Japan still doesn't like gay people in the year 2020.
Yeah.
Now they're just fetishes. And so she was supposed to have a girlfriend, and they were like, not allowed.
Boyfriend.
It changed to a boyfriend, but he did not change the design at all. Just made
what's
it.
What's the character's name?
Anasui.
Anasui, that's it. Do you think that means Anasui is canonically a trans man?
You could if you wanted to make it like that.
I feel like
the fact that Rocky didn't want the person to be like that, like they didn't want them to be a man. You could say that they're a trans man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In like a meta narrative way. But hell
this was one of those, like, also that was one of those names where he just straight up took the name from like a real person.
The designer. Just like Guess.
Yeah.
In the same part.
Sweet.
There's
American fashion designer.
Yeah. And is there a Gucci? I forget if there's a Gucci.
Pucci.
Oh yeah, Pucci, right.
The gay guy who gets dick. Oh well, he's not actually Gucci.
Yeah.
Enrico Pucci is based off of Enrico Caveri, which is an Italian fashion designer, and Emilio Pucci, which is a Florentine fashion designer.
Yeah. Okay, so there's no Gucci, but then Hermes is like one of the main characters, and Hermes is a fashion company or designer or whatever.
Yeah.
And people call that character Hermes.
French fashion brand.
Yeah.
Brand. Also apparently based off of Elvis Costello.
That's cool.
What do you think her stand is Kiss.
Yeah.
But there's no way, even if it's like you like music people were a little nicer to JoJo, there's no way they would still be able to call her Kiss. But they call it Smack in the All-Star Battle localization.
In my opinion, you could probably get away with calling it Kiss because that's like a generic.
No, but Gene Simmons like tries to fucking do like get money for everything.
Gene Simmons is very litigious. I hope they can keep Limp Bizkit as Limp Bizkit, even though I know people love Flaccid Pancake, which is the Eyes of Heaven version. But I still think like
that's a scary looking stand.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
You never
it
actually
just looks like an invisible man covered in blood.
You never really see the fucking stand because it just like makes corpses invisible and animated. So there's like a dead crocodile that hunts them down at one point.
Oh man, it's It's one of those fucking stands that's just like, yeah, if you die, it's better.
Yep. Just like Notorious B.I.G.
The whole Notorious B.I.G. only exists after you die, which is weird. Like, how would they know that? Unless maybe, fuck, what is it? Maybe the guy almost died or something after getting it, and the stand came out, and then he just could never bring it out, and they figured like, oh, he has to be in a death-like state. So that they were just like, yeah.
I mean, Limp Bizkit, spoiler alert, like doesn't really know. One of the characters just murders him for seemingly no reason. Or like for being a dick. Like it's not even, and they just murder him. I think Hermes just fucking murders that guy for for like being a bit of an asshole. Oh, I think he was being like a creepy, like sexual deviant.
Deserves it then.
Yeah, and then she just like murders it. And then it's like, oh, I have a stand. And I'm invisible corpse guy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't.
Foo Fighters
JoJo's
is
cool,
one of the best
and that's
characters in
not
that.
what this conversation started with.
Foo Fighters is one of the best characters in that arc. Just FYI.
Sure. I don't know whose stand that is.
Foo Fighters.
No, but like I don't know whose stand it is.
Yeah.
Oh, FF. That person.
Yeah, they're a person and a stand.
It looks, original form, human form. They're probably just the fucking person. Like,
it's no spoiler alert. FF is a bunch of plankton that have become sentient, but they can turn into people.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It's great, and then they take over the body of somebody. It's great. It's like a whole. There's like a The Thing type little arc where they're trying to figure out who the imposter is.
Yeah.
So it's a fun bit. It's a good bit. Anyway. All right, let's get out of here. What was my next thing? Right, Henry Stickmin collection. I was going to talk about that. You ever hear the Henry Stickmin games, Ian?
Yes.
You have?
Yes, I have.
Oh, because I told you, I think.
No, because I was on Newgrounds as a kid.
Oh. Did you play them at all?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I have some news for you, Ian.
What?
Henry Stickmin takes place in the Among Us cinematic universe.
Whoa.
Or I guess the other way around, because Henry Stickmin came first.
Jeez, that's cool.
Yeah, it's by one of the developers. And because Flash is dead, they've put the Henry Stickmin collection on Steam, which I would highly recommend because they've actually, a lot of that, there's like a high level of remake to it. It's not just like a remaster and collection. And on top of that, it comes with a brand new 6th game, which is like the biggest game in the series that is like only in the collection. So, it's actually worth getting. And if you like Among Us, it does take place in the Among Us cinematic universe.
And also, he's the size of 2 crewmates in Among Us. Because the crew is only like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And Henry Stickmin is 6 feet tall.
Yeah. There's still no explanation for what the crewmates are. But
they're singular bones that exist inside of a suit.
Yeah. But in what's really funny is in the 4th game, I think it's the 4th one. Could be wrong. Maybe it's the 5th one. Escape the Compound. There's like a thing where if you right-click characters in cutscenes, you unlock their bio, and every character has one, because it's usually just a couple lines. And one of the characters, one of the guards in Escape the Complex, his name is like Polis Petrowski, and it's like he won a contest to get a planet named after him. And then there's a planet called Polis in Among Us.
Nice.
But yeah, they're really fun choose your own adventure style games. I don't know. They got a lot of memes and bits, and obviously the oldest one is from like 2008, so it's got a little bit dated. But it's pretty fun. And then the newest one, which is like actually new, is really funny. I actually laughed quite a lot at it because it's a lot more modern. But yeah, there's like a lot of little jokes in there. The first like kind of big laugh I got, that like actually got me, is there's a bit in the third one, which is the escape the museum, where they're like, "Sir, from this museum, we've got a chaos level of 10 here," and the guy's like, "What? It's over 9."
Fuck off.
And like that actually got me because it's like he starts it and it's like almost as if they took the actual clip and then just cut after the word 9 and then there's just a beat. And it just like made me actually fucking die for no reason. For some reason, it's like got me good.
A fucking nurse I follow on Twitter. She got vaccinated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good for them.
And then her boyfriend, who I also follow, just went like made like a tweet that just says like, when she's vaccinated. Ooh.
Nice.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
Henry Stickmin, baby.
Henry Stickmin, and it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
$14.
I would recommend you check it out if you enjoy Flash games and you like that kind of thing. It's fun. It's top 10 of 2020, baby. No, just kidding. But it's an enjoyable little time. It's fun. I like seeing all the little endings and all the ways you can just die. And the little memes. But yeah, the last game, the sixth game, because most of the games kind of just can happen into each other. Like, it doesn't really matter what ending you get before the next one. But the last game, like, it does kind of matter, because like of the way the fifth one ends, which is like feeling like a lot of them are different crossovers and stuff, or not crossovers, cliffhangers. Where did I get the word crossovers? So like the sixth game, you're able to select, it's like one of 4 endings of the fourth one plus one of 5 endings of the fifth one, and like you mix and match which ones you got, and then that changes where you start the sixth one at. And there's like completely different stories based on all of the different like selections that you did, which is really cool. And there's a JoJo parody.
Oh, that's fun.
One of the stories is a JoJo thing, which is fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
The main character has a stand called Reference.
That's what a good reference.
Yep. And I almost forgot to mention one last thing, of course, is that the fourth game, called Infiltrate the Airship, is where the airship level from Among Us comes from. And
if the level's already done, why is it in the game? I don't understand.
Yeah. But yeah, also like the outfits in that trailer are all characters from the Henry Stickmin games as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's like now I understand the lore. So, if you like Among Us and you want to understand the lore, you got to buy this collection of video games.
If you want to know what you're truly doing in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you got for me, Ian?
What do I got for you? This week, me and Anthony started a Pokemon Nuzlocke.
Together?
Yeah. Well, like it's a pseudo race, but it's mostly just to see who gets like what Pokemon, because we are doing a randomizer. So where Anthony's first Pokemon was a Torterra, which is the fully evolved grass starter from Gen 4.
Okay.
I got Arceus. God.
That's
literal God.
Which game are you guys doing?
We're doing Soul Silver because it's our favorite one.
Soul Silver.
It's the remake of Gen 2.
That's on DS or 3DS?
DS.
DS.
All the best Pokemon games are on the DS, don't at me.
Yeah, right.
Because there's Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum.
Yeah.
The remakes of Gen 2 made in the Gen 4 engine, Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Mm-hmm. Then there's Black and White and Black and White 2.
And Black and White 2, everybody says, is like one of the best ones.
It depends on who you're talking to, but I would say it's one of the best ones.
Yeah.
It has an actual story. It has the best sprite work. Like it was the final. It's the KOF 13 of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Where like KOF 14 comes out and everyone's like, I don't know about
3D.
These models.
It's 3D models and they're fine. But if you go back and play 13, it's like this is pixel art made with like 1080p.
Yeah, and my boy, my favorite Pokemon, Typhlosion, got fucking robbed in of going from the sprites. Is like here, I'll just send you the front facing GIF on Discord of Typhlosion in Gen 5 in Black and White 2. Okay, it's not moving, but he does a little bob, like yeah, I'm fucking ready to fight.
Yeah.
But then you fucking go to Gen 6, and there he is.
My boy, you've butchered my boy.
Yeah, look how they massacred my boy. Where he's in like a neutral state there. Where if this was what he appeared outside of battle, I'd be like, that's fine because the fire thing is for when he's fighting. It's like a fire collar that sprouts out of these like vents on his back. But when he's not fighting, he just looks like this fat ferret.
Yeah, he looks super uggo in 3D.
Yeah, it looks bad. He looks too nice. He doesn't look fierce anymore. So
sick.
I've been robbed. And there's tons of other Pokemon like that where they kind of just look like they're A-posing now. But then you go back into the Black and White 2 and they and they had like poses and shit.
I found a character
like,
fucking
entry
T-posing
animations.
in Cyberpunk yesterday.
And what?
In Cyberpunk.
T-posing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, actually, I'm gonna open up my here, 1 second. Let me just go grab my Nintendo DS that I'm absolutely playing on.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my fucking god.
Oh, he had to go downstairs.
My Nintendo DS
to get
won't like save to the right areas for some reason, so I keep having to go into the config file and go through the settings to really to set the paths right.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been really fun. Anthony's had worse luck than me. I almost got robbed though in the beginning of the fucking game. Because when you set up the randomizer like to customize the file, you can set it to like not have specific Pokemon show up.
Oh, damn.
So, and if you don't, you can get something that almost happened to me, where I had a Garchomp spawn in at level 4.
Okay.
Garchomp knows Dragon Rage. Dragon Rage is a base 40 move. It will always do 40 damage. You have to have like a Pokemon that's level 20 to not die in one shot.
All right.
So.
Oh, and when a Pokemon dies, you get rid of them.
It's a Nuzlocke.
And what happens if all of them die?
You go back to your computer and pull out anyone you don't have and try and get them back up to the right level, or your game's over and you just have to restart.
Oh, damn.
And also a fun thing about the Nuzlocke is you have to nickname every Pokemon you get. So when Anthony went to make his character, he was going to name them Hot Pretzel.
Yeah.
You're only allowed 7 characters to name your character. And
so he wrote HTPRZL?
No, he wrote Hot Pre.
Hot Priest. Hot Priest.
Hot Pre-com. So he was like, all right, I'm not going to name my character that. And then he named his character Ian, and I named my character Anthony.
Nice.
So his first Pokemon he named them Hot Pre. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to name my character, my Arceus, Coldpree.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I got like shit like I had the first Pokemon I caught that wasn't my starter was a Diglett that I named Speed Bump.
Gotta love the boy. Yeah.
And then that was the Pokemon I lost to Garchomp. Well, after I caught the Garchomp for losing my Diglett, I named him Asshole. It's like...
So you have Arceus, though. Like, you should fucking
Arceus
blaze
isn't
through this
actually
goddamn
as
game.
powerful as, like, he makes it sound. Yeah. So then I got a field that I named Spherical. I caught a Totodile at level 15 that I just named PogChamp.
Nice.
Because Totodile always has his mouth open, like. So that's going good. We haven't played in a few days, but it's really fun. It's like with the Nuzlocke, like everything, like because I know what can spawn everywhere already, but with Nuzlocke, it's all a mystery.
With
And it adds an
randomizer,
extra
yeah.
layer of challenge. You can't just throw a Pokemon and be like, whatever, if it dies, it dies. Yeah, so it's a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You should try it sometimes. I know you don't even like Pokemon that
I don't
much,
like
but
Pokemon. It's just not the type of RPG I enjoy.
Pokemon is very much baby's first RPG.
Yeah. Besides, I still have FF10 to play through, and that's my comfort JRPG right now.
Which you didn't play this week.
I did. I played it for like an hour.
No, it's just not long enough to actually put on your thing.
Yeah. I mean, like I didn't get to anything super cool. I think last time I played, I got to the part where Sin fucking devastates all the Crusaders. So
I just looked at my fucking Audacity thing.
yeah.
And the entire time you were talking, there's like this rhythmic like little spike going on, and it's
Yeah.
because I was opening and closing this USB drive right below the mic. And I was like, why is that there? And it's like, oh, it's because I'm doing this.
All right. Well,
I'm a fidgeter.
Hope when I put my fucking filters over it, you can't hear it.
Yeah. Or, yeah, even if you do, it's like for 10 seconds just now. I just started doing it and noticing it.
Oh, okay. You weren't. I thought you were saying like you were doing it like the whole app. I was like, okay.
No, what I've been doing a lot is I have this like, I don't like a little lighthouse thing. I don't know what this is.
is
I
it
literally
for?
just found it in one of my houses and I've just kept it with me. And there's a piece of glass here that's cracked and I just spin it and that's it. It doesn't make any noise though.
We got to get you a fidget spinner, like it's the year 2016.
No, because fidget spinners is like more of a visual thing. You spin it once and you kind of just stare. Like I kind of want to toss things and like move them around in my hand like they're my balls, but like
We got to get you a vape.
it's somewhere.
But with
weed.
nicotine, not marijuana.
No. No, I will not.
Ian, we can't have you get any more relaxed on the podcast. You need energy.
That's why I have my boomer juice.
Yeah.
It's almost empty.
I had an Earl Grey tea with milk and sugar.
Yeah.
Like a bad boy.
All right, do you just have a Cyberpunk left for your week?
Yep.
All right, so let me do one more and then we can both just talk about Cyberpunk.
Sounds good.
So, okay, well, it's two more, but one's really quick.
Okay.
I played 2 betas this week.
Okay.
First one I played, maybe I talked about it last week. I don't think I did.
No.
But I
You
played
didn't
Scavengers.
Okay. I remember you said you signed up for 2 betas after the game.
So I got
announced.
Scavengers thinking it was like not what it was.
What is it?
Scavengers
Is it like
it's a
Minecraft?
battle royale.
Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
a Minecraft game.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to be like kind of like early Rust.
Or
And
that,
when they
yeah.
bring you into the game, that's kind of what it feels like. That it's going to be you, that you can do like co-op stuff against NPCs. And they don't even fucking actually tell you in the tutorial that it's going to be
PvP.
that's purely PvP. So then I'm fucking playing. I get Chris on, and me and him play like a first round, and then we very quickly realize, oh, there's other people on the map who was trying to kill us. We played 2 games and was like, this sucks. And we uninstalled.
Okay.
Now on to the good beta.
Hell yeah. This is the one
I played Back 4 Blood.
Hell yeah.
That game was very generous with all their keys. Every single person I signed up for the beta, got it. Stevie signed up for the beta, got it. Anthony signed up, got it.
I just always figure I'm never going to get them.
I think your computer might not be able to run it.
Okay. Is it like kind of finicky?
It's very unoptimized right now.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Then
and also like the graphics are really good. Like,
okay, so what that means is
60.
So what that means is I am going to have to get the game on PS5 and hope there's crossplay.
Yeah, let's hope.
Okay.
Well, don't get it on PS5 until you know.
I mean, I'll probably get it. I want to get it anyway.
Yeah. So, Back 4 Blood.
We have friends who have PlayStations as well, so that don't have PCs that are like nice,
maybe,
so.
but me.
Yeah.
I'm the more fun one to play.
You can double dip, you motherfucker.
Depends on the price of the game, and also I don't like first-person shooters on console. You know that.
Get a PlayStation keyboard. You can just plug it into the USB.
Whatever. I think you need a mouse. You don't have a mouse or whatever, but
get a PS1
that game,
mouse.
Very fun. It's just Left 4 Dead in the way it operates, but it's also not Left 4 Dead in the way it operates.
Okay, what's different about it other than Nemesis?
That thing is not really a nemesis. It's kind of just a special infected that spawns. It shows up. I've had it show up. It consistently shows up in World 2.
Okay.
Or 1-2. But then yesterday, we did so well, the game director decided to throw it at us in 1-3. Which was a little more difficult because in 1-2, the first time you encounter it, you're in like a tunnel and you can kind of just run away from it and get away.
So the thing I would want to know, I'd want to ask, did Chris manage to get a code for this one or no?
No, but actually here's the thing.
Okay.
The codes came with 2 additional codes. So I got one and I gave my codes to Kyle and Chris.
Yeah.
And then Stevie and Anthony both got theirs. I think Stevie's out of codes. I think Anthony still has one more. I don't know what he plans to do with it. Maybe I'll hit him up, see if I can get it for you. But the beta only lasts for like one more day. But I'll see.
Never mind. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But
but the way it's different is special infected are a lot more plentiful.
Okay.
Like in Left 4 Dead, you would probably own and depending on where you are in the game, you'd only encounter like a hunter or a boomer or like a charger at like set intervals. With this, the game director just goes like, "Oh, you're staying in one spot for too long. Here's this game's equivalent of a boomer, which is also a spitter."
Oh, Left 4 Dead did that. I think you're just misremembering how much, because Left 4 Dead also had the game director.
Yeah, but this will Left 4 Dead will throw 1 or 2 of them at you at a time. This game will throw 4 or 5 of the same one.
What difficulty did you play Left 4 Dead at? Yeah.
Normal.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
when you play on hard, you're frequently getting 3 at a time.
Okay, so what they consider to be classic might be Left 4 Dead's hard.
Yeah.
I didn't like how Left 4 Dead's hard was because if you got hit by like one zombie, they took away like 5 health, and I'm like, I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
So like getting pinned by a special infected would just be death.
Yeah.
So the game feels like you can take it a lot slower. There's a lot more downtime. The zombies go from a walk to a run state. Like in 1-1, the zombies all shamble at you. And then in 1-2, they jog or they walk like a normal speed. 1-3, they start to jog at you, but then in the last one, they're just full on sprinting at you the whole time.
Oh, whereas Left 4 Dead, they're just usually sprinting, but sometimes
they're just always full on running at you.
Yeah.
They stand still and then they go to a run.
Yeah.
But what sets this game apart is there is a deck system. At the start of the first round, from a custom deck that you can create, you can pick up cards that give your character perks.
Okay.
Or give the whole team perks. Like there's ones to increase your health or the team's entire health.
Oh, so it's okay. So unlike World War Z, which has like a class-based thing, right? Like almost like I wouldn't say it's a hero shooter because it's closer to COD because you can pick what your character looks like and pick your class.
Yeah.
In World War Z. So this is like all characters are the same, but
No.
No.
All characters have slight differences, and then you can also get cards that determine your perks.
Okay, so it's like is it like more of a hero shooter then, would you say? Like not exactly, but like just
the differences aren't that huge. Like they all still can use the same weapons. It's not like you get locked into a specific weapon type.
Okay.
There's weapon types that you should probably use. Like I was playing Holly, the girl character. And she starts with a bat, like a bat with nails, and she's the melee focused character.
Okay. So like it's a slight buff. It's slight buffs, not like
Yeah, it's like it pushes you in the direction you should be using things. Like there's a character called Hoffman, and he is the guy
is it
wearing
Matt
like
Hoffman?
No, he's not that rad. He wears a tactical vest, but he gets a passive +1 to each. Like he can carry an extra grenade and an extra support item. So he could have 2 Molotovs and like 2 med kits. So for him, you'd probably want to give him the shit that's like there's abilities you can get.
So he would
like,
you'd want to have him play support.
Yeah. So or like like an ordnance guy.
Yeah.
There's an ability you can get that is the most useful on Hoffman, where you can every bit of healing you do to another person, you get back.
Oh yeah.
So if you use a med kit, which heals,
you'd want Hoffman to hang back and toss G-nades and
so you probably want to you probably want to leave him with like a sniper rifle or like a good assault rifle.
Yeah.
Where Holly, you'd want to give her like a shotgun or like a mini Uzi.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be up close.
Bang. Like how I play Cyberpunk, baby.
Yeah, I haven't really figured out the other 2 characters yet. Walker seems like just a basic military man, because that's what he was in the army before this.
And so he have big
Evangelo is just the hot boy.
Okay.
That's it. I don't know his stuff. I think he starts with the worst loadout, in my opinion. He starts with a machete, like, by default. And
the machete was so fucking good in Left 4 Dead 2, though.
It's not in this one. It requires like the baseball bat's sick because it's a 1 hit and they're out. Machete is faster than the baseball bat but has less damage.
Oh.
In Left 4 Dead, all melee weapons did a set amount. They always did a set amount of damage. So getting like the machete where you can just like fucking as fast as possible.
Oh yeah.
Was sick.
I think the machete was rarer because I think it did slightly higher damage as well.
Yeah. So this one it does less
as well as speed. That doesn't even make any fucking sense. If I hit you with the baseball bat, I'd probably knock you out. If I hit you with
baseball bat with nails.
Yeah, even still, I'd probably knock you out. But if I hit you with a machete, I'd fucking cut your entire chest open. Here's
the thing: assuming the baseball bat doesn't break. Like in real life, I'm saying in a scenario.
Yeah.
You're fighting zombies. They have their looser flesh. A baseball bat will just fucking blow their head off. Where a machete, over time, even if you're cutting through the smoothest of things, a machete is like fuck.
If you're physically strong and you're carrying a machete, you could cut a human head off if you hit the right angle.
Yeah, but a machete can dull and then like have a harder time cutting through things, where a baseball bat will just remain a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So, like that's just my logic on the whole thing of why it would be a better weapon. But the game's really fun. You can the only issue with the game is if you don't get a card that gives you a starter weapon, you are stuck with your character's default starter weapon, which is a secondary.
Oh, okay. So that's just the same as Left 4 Dead. That's just the same because you only.
But no, in Left 4 Dead, you could turn around and there would be a weapon in the room to pick up, like a shotgun or a shitty.
Oh shit! There's nothing in this.
There's nothing. It's you have what
you have
start
to find
with,
them along the way.
Yeah, unless you get a card that gives you the weapon.
Okay.
So. But I found it like when you build you can build your character to be better. Like I got a thing that made me not even want to use my main weapon because I got this ability that every time I killed someone, for the next 4 seconds, my character would move faster, do more damage, and all that with a melee weapon. And then I got one that every single kill I got, I healed 2 HP.
I got a thing like that in World War Z. because I was playing as like the close quarters character, and it was like every knife kill increases damage and gives you health, or like you're invincible as you're hitting, and like
Nice.
Yeah, I remember just fucking going ham, and Chris and Kyle were like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. So I'm really excited for Back 4 Blood though. Like,
Yeah,
they kept like giving me like at the end of when you finished like close the game, it would open an alpha survey, and I've done the survey twice. I didn't ignore it, but like the second time,
yeah,
and I just gave them more feedback. Like the one thing I really want is, you know how Left 4 Dead has a kill feed. Like,
What's
if you
that?
kill a special infected, it will say, like, Nate's got money, killed, like, a spitter or something.
You're right,
In
yeah.
this, it's just they die, and you don't know.
Oh.
So I could hear what they call a horker, which is kind of this game's equivalent of a hunter.
yeah.
But because they can, like, they jump really far, they got on walls. They don't pin you by, like, jumping and attacking you. They pin you by hitting you with a spider web, and you get locked into place.
So they're like a spitter hunter. Or sorry, smoker
like
hunter.
Yeah. So, but they don't actually do the damage. It's the zombies that surround you do damage. And the Horker, oh no, that's the Horker is the Spider Boy. The Retcher, which is the Boomer. The new Boomer is like is like a Boomer Spitter hybrid.
Yeah, so like the spit does damage and attracts zombies.
Yeah, the spit does damage. The spit doesn't really attract, but if you blow it up too close to you, like the Boomer, it will attract zombies.
Okay.
But if you headshot it,
Yeah.
it doesn't blow up like that and won't attract zombies.
Ooh, all right, that's
So
cool.
there's like
that's cool.
the weak points on the enemies like are actual really helpful, and they're very obvious. Like then there's this guy called the Bruiser, but they call him a Tall Boy. But then in the game, like in the trailer before, they just call him Tall Boy.
Yeah.
And then when you're playing the game, they keep referring to him as a Bruiser. He's like a Charger in design only, where he has one giant arm, but it's more like he just takes that arm and boom slams it down on you.
Okay.
So, like, he's not that hard, but he just has a lot of health. He's like a mix between a tank and a charger, but still very killable.
So game looks sick, just like Left 4 Dead, but it seems like it has learned some lessons from the last 8 years or so.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Also, there's only 4 characters in the demo, but they have spots for 4 more.
Okay, that's interesting. So there's
So-
a bigger cast than Left 4 Dead has.
Yeah, there's going to be like a character shooter aspect of this, where there's probably going to be like more. There's probably going to be a guy that actually spawns with like a full kit instead.
Here's
of
the
like,
thing I just want to put out into the
What?
world, Ian. God, I fucking hope there's no gotcha element to the cards. In the first game.
They said you can earn them, so I hope it's either a card pack that you get from like leveling up sort of thing, or just like you do like certain tasks, like, oh, you can get this like really rare card if you beat a level in 2 minutes or something.
Yeah, I hope it's a challenge-based unlock rather than a fucking microtransaction
If they wanna,
or loot box, because
We
that
can-
would ruin this for me. Like,
me
truly,
and Chris kind of got in an argument about this last night, where he was kind of going on about his whole opinion is that battle passes aren't good because it just gives developers not an excuse. Well, gives the business side of the development to allow them to not finish the game. Mm-hmm. And this was when we were playing Black Ops Cold War together, because it's a free weekend right now.
yeah.
So we were playing that, and he was just saying battle passes are bad because it allows them to keep sucking money out of people instead of like moving on and working on something else. And in my perspective, battle passes are a better alternative to loot boxes. Because a battle pass, you don't need to buy it. You can like earn your level up just by playing the game as you would. And if, like, say you got to like level 50 on the battle pass, then you could be like, oh, I'll buy it because I can earn like 50 items. You can just ignore it if you don't want it. And at least for Black Ops Cold War,
I don't know. I feel like battle passes people have really started to accept, despite the fact that it's basically a pay money just to get content that should be free.
but it's skins. It's just
Yeah,
skins.
but it's just. Hold on. If the game costs money to buy, you shouldn't have battle passes and microtransactions. Period. Like, that should just be in the fucking game. If I'm dropping $90 on it, fuck you.
Based off of classic, okay, you know what? I think the first battle pass should be free, because I think the game has been out for a month for Call of Duty. That around the time back when you were a kid, you would probably be like, you're still playing, but you're playing less. The battle pass comes out and reinvigorates the life into it, but then it's just more money you have to pay into. But then you would, like, let's say you would pay for like the next 2 months after that battle pass came out, as you naturally would have. You probably, like 6 months in, you probably would fall off. You'd go play a different game. You'd go back to your old game you really loved, because Call of Duty doesn't stick around for the whole year unless you're a COD kid.
In my brain, it's like, if you are making a shooter that comes out yearly, you need to ensure that the game actually is viable for that full year. Otherwise, I would say like it's not worth the $80, $90 that I've paid for it.
Okay. Well, you know how in old Call of Duty you could get like the shitty camo skins that ended with like red tiger and blue tiger, or you could get like all the headshot medals and you would get skins for that. Those still exist in this game. There's still the ones for basic kills, and then there's the one for headshots that end in like a gold weapon skin. But now there's additional ones like, get double kills rapid like 20 times and you get new skins, or or kill people like revealed by score streaks. There's still a lot of content that's in the base game. The battle pass is just the cherry on top. It's purely optional and you don't need it. I would say you're not losing anything. This is all extra shit that would never be in an older Call of Duty.
Yeah, I guess I don't feel strongly one way, but I just feel like it's whatever. If you know what, have your battle passes if you're going to make the additional maps free, right? If you're going to make the additional maps free, have your battle passes, right? Have your skins.
If you have,
but you can't double down on monetization. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you have loot boxes, everything like Overwatch, loot boxes. They had tons of loot boxes in Overwatch, and they had special loot boxes that you pretty much had to pay money for to get stuff, or you had to like just straight up buy skins sometimes. Every content should be free, and that's what Overwatch did. Just not as fast as they should, in my opinion. Like there should have been a lot more maps in Overwatch.
Yeah, like maps and characters. If you're going to make me pay for battle passes, if you're going to make me pay for skins, maps and characters should be fucking free, and your game shouldn't cost $90
also,
much, period.
It depends on how full the game is. Call of Duty outside of the battle pass is a full multiplayer, a full campaign, a full like 6 to 8 hour campaign, and an entire zombie mode.
Right,
with
but
the battle pass
opinion,
though,
in my
that
opinion,
zombie mode.
So sorry, Ian. Here's my opinion about it. Right, you can have your cake now, or you can have your cake later. Right, so if you want me to continue paying over an extended period of time, you can't also want me to pay most of $100 right now. I can pay over time, but I'm not going to pay $100 right now to keep paying over an extended period of time. Right? You can't have both, because that's bullshit. You can have $100 now, and then I'll never pay again a second time unless you release something that feels like a significantly big thing, right? Like Witcher 3, right? Where they release their fucking DLCs, and that's like most of a new game, right? Or you can charge me $30 to $40 now, and then release more content over time to get the rest of my 100, or maybe even more.
To me, the battle pass isn't content. It's not playable content. It is skins. Skins isn't content that you need to have.
Right.
So paying full price for a game where you have 3 different game modes, tons of time, you can literally get your money's worth out of the base game, and then a month later them putting out a $10 battle pass is acceptable to me. It's not amazing, but it's better than loot boxes. It's better than hiding good weapons like fucking like the EA bullshit with Battlefront 2.
Right, but
like
what I'm saying is,
you could literally get locked out of a character that is like better than everything else.
Right, but it's like why do we have to go, well, you know, this fucking, to use an example, these 3 fingers in my asshole is better than an entire fist.
Well, it depends on how you feel about
fisting.
Okay,
then like I guess turn it around, right? You know,
these 3 fingers on my dick hole are awful.
I'll accept these 3 fingers, but I really wish I had the fist. I guess would be the alternative, but like
yeah, that's it. That is a good alternative.
or whatever, or you know, I'm getting a hand job, but what I'd really like to have is sex.
I'm getting a hand job. I would like a blow job, but if you offer sex, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or it's like, damn, she's really sucking those first 3 inches. If only she could go down farther.
Yeah, or whatever.
So how much of your video game penis do you want to be blown is the question.
For if you're going to make me pay $89.99 for a new fucking game, which is a huge amount of money, that's $100 after tax. Let's agree on that, right? I should get the whole dick. And then if you want to get dick enhancements, right? If you want to add an extra couple inches with surgery, I'll pay extra for that. But if you're just going to shave your pubes and ask me to pay you for it, I'm not going to do that. It's not worth my money that I would expect. You know what I mean? There's somewhat of an expectation, right?
Yeah. I get where you're coming from. I just have been been playing multiplayer games for a long time, and this is just a better alternative to loot boxes in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I don't care that Fortnite does battle passes because that game doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, but Fortnite also, man,
they also have loot boxes.
The way they charge, like, skins are so much for garbage skins. Like, I get it. I don't need to buy them, but it just feels. Also, just put an actual money value on your skin. Fuck off with this V-Buck shit. Fuck off with this child porn points. Yeah. Like, that's what COD points are called, CP, and that's just what I said last night. Like, just put a real money value.
I do want that too.
You always have
it's because of gambling. That's why they use chips at casinos, right? Because it doesn't feel like money.
Yeah, but it's not gambling for Fortnite or Call of Duty if there's no loot boxes.
Sure. Okay. We've talked about this too long. I want to talk about something else. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways, Cyberpunk.
I really hope they don't try to pull some extra monetization bullshit in fucking Back 4 Blood, because they didn't do it in Left 4 Dead, and everybody liked Left 4 Dead, and it didn't do it.
Yeah, I would.
They just said you pay money for more campaigns, which were like fine. It's like 4 maps. Right?
If they do, well, okay. What if they put out not loot boxes but skins that you can just straight up pay for? But then let's say the game comes out for $40.
Okay, it's $40, but there's skins that you just pay for. There's no like hoops to jump through.
It doesn't increase. It doesn't. Well, let's leave the battle pass out of the equation right now. There's skins that just like make your character. You can like change up how they look.
They just look like different, and you pay extra for them as microtransactions, I guess.
Yeah, they're just microtransactions. They don't make your character better. It's just how it is.
Okay.
And then all the campaigns after that are free.
Yeah, I'd be happy because I don't think I'd buy any skins because I don't really care that much. Unless
I would only buy a skin if I really liked it,
or if it's like a tie-in, like some of those skins are for some stuff, like for Little Big Planet or whatever, where it was like
if you could
pay money to exactly like if it's like Devil May Cry 5 outfit pack where it dresses all the 4 characters as
or like
characters from DMC. Right?
Loose reference pack, like where it's like, oh, look, Evangelo's hair turned white and he wears a red trench coat.
That's
Don't
what I
know
mean.
Where
it's
that's
an outfit.
From.
It's like an outfit pack where it makes all the characters from that game.
Like how when you beat a Yakuza game, you could put Kiryu and like other characters' outfits.
Yeah, like that.
Or in Yakuza 7, where whenever you change a job, you can just dress them up as other characters.
Yeah. Like stuff like that. I think that's fine, especially if the maps are going to be free. I'm personally of the vibe that I'd rather just pay for the maps and just not have to. And like if they want to add skins, the skins can be free.
Look, I'll take one. I just don't want both.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for both. That's worse. Yeah, paying for all of it.
Paying for both
worse.
Sucks. Paying for one, and I just think that a lot of devs make money off of cosmetics more than they do after making new content. Because
cosmetics are cheaper to make.
Whatever.
Yeah. Cosmetics are really cheap to make, and people will pay money for it. Whereas maps cost a lot to make, and like if you're gonna do what I guess have visuals, but I don't want again, the thing I really don't want is I don't want the perks to be gacha. I don't want the perks to be loot box perks or whatever.
I don't care because the perks is actual power. It's related to this, like how you can play the game. Skins, not at all. That's nothing.
Yeah, and that's my big worry.
Overwatch abilities on skins, that would suck.
That'd be lame.
You can't sprint with Soldier 76 unless you have the robot leg skin.
It'd be cool if there was like, what is it? Like new animations or new voice acting for certain skins. That's always fun when they do that for games. Like how the new Mortal Kombat skin lets you play as the movie version of God, what's the character that she voices? It's the girl.
I don't know.
Whatever. The military girl that's in Mortal Kombat, whatever that character. Sonya Blade. There we go. The movie skin pack where the characters are based on the movie versions. Lets you play with the old movie. Yeah. Lets you play with the old movie actress as the voiceover too, which is awesome.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Yes. All right, Cyberpunk. We're coming back.
Yeah. I think the only thing that we can really truly talk about is the Dexter Deshawn. Okay, spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, so
we're just going to talk openly about this.
Spoilers for Act 1 of Cyberpunk. Yeah. We're not going to spoil any of Act 2, I guess.
Damn. Rip Jackie.
Rip Jackie, baby.
Yeah, I was bummed about that. Where did you send him afterwards?
I sent him to the doctor.
I sent him. Well, I was thinking of doing that, but then I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna send him to his mom.
That's smart, yeah, because they didn't. Apparently, like what character told me, the doctor guy said that like the cops came and took his body, and then his mom never got it. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that when you go back to Afterlife. Have you gone back to Afterlife since then?
Yeah, I
like
have.
To meet Rogue.
Yeah. I did it just recently.
Yeah, if you go to the bar, you can get her to make you a Jackie Wells.
I did.
Yeah, sounds like a good drink too.
Lots of.
It's
love.
pretty much it's like it's
what is
vodka, lime, ginger beer, and a pinch of love.
Oh, that's just a Moscow Mule, but with love.
Yeah, yeah. So.
Right? Wait, maybe there's one other thing in a Moscow Mule, but it's basically a Moscow Mule.
I think Moscow Mule has like a weird milk aspect into it.
No, I think you're thinking.
Oh no, it's ounce and a half of vodka, 6 lime juice, and 4 ounces of ginger beer.
Oh, so it's exactly a Jackie Wells, except without the love.
Yeah. I wonder what a Johnny Silverhand actually is.
Oh, it was like a tequila drink, they said.
Yeah, but like, what's it actually supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think that Jackie,
Go on.
would want something that's like maybe, I don't know, not vodka, because he's like, I don't know, Hispanic.
Well, they get a Johnny Silverhand,
and that's got
like before
tequila.
the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's rim it with chipotle powder. Some simple syrup, a dash of, I don't know this one, Angostura bitters.
Oh, Angostura bitters is that's in an old fashioned.
Oh yeah, I figured you would know because I know it has bitters, and just simple syrup's also in an old fashioned, isn't it?
Yeah, that's just sugar and water.
Orange bitters, 2 ounces of tequila. Stir over, ice, and strain into the prepared glass. Use the back of a bar spoon float. Approximate 3 ounces of agave Maria beer from the Last Abbey. It's a confusing drink.
So it's a beer and tequila and bitters drink with chipotle powder rim.
It's a spicy boy.
Can I be honest? I really don't like Johnny that much. If it wasn't Keanu, he would be a deeply unlikable character.
I liked them playing as him as a mission because it was like a really good, like, look at the power you're going to have sort of thing.
Yeah,
where the pistol like could easily one-shot
every character. Yeah,
your quick melee attack was like this weird flamethrower thing. You had like rapidly regenerating health in combat. You were just this overpowered monster. This is like you at the peak of the game.
Yeah,
I think that was done really well. But like as a character, I'm like, oh, he's just standard cool guy.
He's not even that, though. He's like an asshole that's like reminiscing about a world that's gone by, but he's also enough of an asshole to hate people who do that.
Yeah.
And then like,
I think
and the
it's
reason why,
interesting.
and the thing that's really frustrating with the character, and again, it's like emblematic of the game, is like, so he does a terrorist attack against a company,
Because they're Asian.
for doing quote unquote corporate colonialism, which is a way to go to put buzzwords together and not really say anything or have any criticism that could apply to the our
White
world.
genocide.
Yeah, right. And also
I don't like it when these Asians, these fucking Japanese come in and you put their corporations everywhere. It's like they're trying to colonize us.
That's
but I'm
deeply
totally
offensive.
cool when Americans do it to other places.
That's deeply offensive. But also
That's the message that they're really putting out.
that's
in this
really
game,
what
though.
they're saying. Yeah, it's fucked
Yeah.
up. It's a bad take. But also,
Did you read that thread I sent you about the I sent it to
Asian-
you last week during the podcast?
yeah. I read that. That was like, that's it's really true, that thing. You should go read that, guys. But on top of that, so as somebody who likes or at least tried to get into the role-playing game Cyberpunk, I have both the 2020 book, which, by the way, all of Cyberpunk the RPG is canon in this new one, which is cool.
Yeah, the game existed in the world, in this universe.
Yeah, like Johnny is a character in Cyberpunk 2020. He's like just a character who exists in the world. And there's a pre-made story in Cyberpunk 2020 called Never Fade Away, which is lets you play as him. Let's one of the people you play as the band. I think whatever. But the other thing is, they made a new version of the game called Cyberpunk Red, which is also a sequel that takes place between 2077 and 2020. It takes place in 2045, and you find out in the lore of that book that the Arasaka building had a portable nuke drop down it that killed 2 million civilians in Night City and made the
good job, Keanu.
and made the center of the city a radioactive zone for decades. Like. And if you went there, you'd just get cancer, pretty much, unless you're like suited up.
So yeah, that's very much Keanu just did that.
It made millions of other people homeless, and they set up like tent cities in the suburban area outside Night City, which essentially just wound up making the urban sprawl worse. Which is really cool. I like that concept.
Yeah.
It's a very fun thing to play with in game, but
Tried his best, but literally made it worse.
literally you killed 2 million people.
Yeah. And also, you died, but you became the relic.
Yeah.
Like, you became like technically an immortal that is now trying to take over a man's body.
Although, like, after that first mission, he chills out. He becomes alright.
Yeah, he like you get injured, you go home. Like, Misty helps you get home. You lie in bed. She gives you 2 drugs.
Love that character.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that you go find her later and I thought it was going to be a Jackie thing because, Jackie was her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But then you go up and you're like, hey, Misty, tarot cards.
And then she's like,
I'm seeing them on the city.
she's like, sure thing, I'll read your tarot. And she has a deck of tarot in her hand, and she puts her hand on it and pulls out not a card, and it's just nothing. And she keeps putting nothing on the table. And I'm like, okay, that must be a glitch the first time I did it. Let me go back and try again and see if it happens. Nothing on the table. This is this. See, I'm holding it to you. Do you see it? Super weird.
Yeah, man.
I like that character though. Obviously, she's voiced by Erica Lynn Beck.
I like her, and I like Victor as well.
Oh yeah, Victor's great.
Yeah.
I think Keanu Reeves is a really likable human man, and like
I like how he just kind of appears
again
in like side missions.
If he didn't play this character would be fucking unbearable, and I would hate this.
He would be an asshole that you would be like, wow. Like, if there's an option to like purge him from your head at the end of the game, if he was an asshole, I would take it.
Yeah. It's just a worse version of the Joker in Arkham Knight. Spoiler alert.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So there's also like it's kind of anime-esque. Well, specifically like Naruto.
Yeah.
where Naruto has the nine-tailed fox living inside of him and is an asshole and actively tries to take over Naruto's body sometimes to release himself. Yeah. But then he talks to him once, they give each other a fist bump, and then he's cool forever, and he's content to just live inside of his cage inside of Naruto for the rest of his life.
Do you know what's really lame and not fun?
What?
That you talk to him in your head. And so nobody gets to be like, who the fuck are you talking to? What's
Every
wrong
single
with
time
you?
I see one of those, the guy manifests in front of you and he has to talk out loud, I would just do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
But, that's part of the fun of that kind of thing, and it literally only happens one time, and he's like...
Yeah, after you talk to Takamura
him.
In the shitty diner.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's not fun. It'd be funny...
What I do enjoy is I went to go do a cyber psycho mission, and Keanu would just appear on top of objects and be like, "Oh, this is brutal."
Yeah, I do like that. There's a lot more of him than you'd expect for the fact that it's a famous person.
That it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And then I was doing a mission where I had to deal with a cyber psycho that was a body inside of a cut open refrigerator that they had a lamb carcass in.
Yeah.
And they wake up and you have to kill them. Or knock them out, but as they're about to wake up, Keanu gives you a warning and a heads up. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's just they kind of implemented it he's kind of like an AI.
Yeah,
he's fucking Cortana. He gives you advice. He's just hotter.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, I think Cyberpunk is overall a good game. It is a little bit toothless. It's not very punk. It was made in a shitty way. It's not in a great state.
You do a lot of jobs for corporations and cops. But then when you come across cops, this is the thing it bothers me in GTA, and it bothers me in Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Well, but GTA 4 did it better, where the cops would actively approach you with their guns out, saying hands in the air, and if you stood there, Nico would put his hands up, and you could just get arrested. They practically took that out of GTA 5 and only made it that you can get arrested while you're inside of a car.
Yeah, and then in this, nobody arrests you, and
nobody arrests you. You just get shot instantly. But then you can come across crime scenes where there's Maelstrom or Tiger Claws with hands behind their head being arrested. But then if you walk near the crime scene, they go and start shooting the shit out of you when you're a non-affiliated, you're not in a gang. You're not a villain like these guys.
Yeah, and again, the idea that so many of the side missions are jobs you do for the cops is bad.
Yeah.
That's
I think it's
not a great thing.
If they set up the context that you were doing a job for a crooked cop that was taking the credit for all your work, I would have enjoyed it better.
That'd be fine.
Because a crooked cop in a cyberpunk dystopia is actually a good cop.
Yeah, I know some of the missions are for cops do have things where you wind up picking up a note or whatever, and you find out for example, one of them, and this is one I saw online. I haven't found anything like this yet in game, but I also don't read every note I pick up this because there's too many.
Me neither.
Yeah, but where it's if you go to a place where a gang was, you find that you kill the gang or whatever for the cops, and the cops are like, hey, you did the job. And then if you pick something, you read something, you find out the gang was asked to go there for the cops or whatever to do some fucking shady shit, and then the cops are basically just having bounty hunters do the essentially cover up the evidence, and that's what you were doing. Which is cool. It's just if it were me, I would simply just not do the job. If I were role-playing myself.
Yeah, I would find a way to fuck the cops over.
Yeah.
You know what I think would be funny, though? You know the mission where you go in, to that place with Dum Dum and the Maelstrom and all that, and you end up fighting your way out? It's where you have to go get the bot for the infiltration at the Arasaka Corp from the guy Dum Dum. He's the Maelstrom dude.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I remember that now.
So, and you can go meet up with some fucking Militech assholes right before, and they're super aggressive to you.
Yeah.
But then at the end, it's the woman's fired, and Gilchrist, the guy she was fucking with,
is now the in charge guy.
is now the in charge guy. I just thought it would be really funny if every single time you have an encounter with Militech, they swapped them. Like they kept undermining, getting the other one in trouble.
That's funny.
I just think that would be a good like joke that it's like all these people do is backstab each other to move up, but then when they backstab, they just keep getting backstabbed.
Yeah.
Or if it wasn't Gilchrist, it was like
another guy.
Back to
I would have it
chick.
just be
keeps
another guy.
swapping between people. And then every time you just go like, "Where's this guy?" And they're like, "They made a bad play. It's me now. I'm the asshole."
Yeah. I think that is fun, and like that's a good writing detail where I'm like, I wonder if this part of the game had more influence from like Mike Pondsmith, the guy who wrote the original, or Cody, who's his son, who helps him write the newer one. But yeah, so one thing I do want to do, by the way, is get our friends together to play regular tabletop Cyberpunk, either 2020 or 2045. Yeah. Or we could use Roll20. We could use Roll20. Sign up for an account and play it.
No, I'd rather man. When we played D&D, it was so hard to stay on track. If they're able to do other things like while we play that, it'll be so hard.
Yeah.
Like imagine if you got Kyle on there, and Kyle is fucking straight up like in Among Us. When he dies, he opens up another game.
Yeah, he'll play Hades.
Like he'll do his tasks, but then he'll just go play Hades.
Yeah.
Which I guess is whatever. He's done his tasks, but still, it's like, come on, man, just pay attention.
But which one would you rather play, Ian? Would you rather play 2020 or 2045?
Whichever one is reviewed better. No, it's kind of like a cop-out answer, but like I don't know.
It's a tabletop game.
No, but like whichever one is considered the better version. Because like there's versions of D&D where people are like, oh, 5th gen is cool, 6th gen is kind of ass. I don't know.
5th edition is the newer one that we were playing.
That's it. Oh yeah, so if they were like 5th edition's bad, 4th edition's better, then it'd be like, okay, just play the older one.
But it's like it's not like hard and fast in that way with tabletop games. Is it like D&D or is it like a set board sort of thing? It's D&D. It's D&D style.
It's D&D style. Okay.
Yeah, it's not exactly the same because you don't use the same like vast array of dice that D&D does. Everything in Cyberpunk you either use a D10 or a D6. So it's like a little more streamlined in that way, but it's a little more complicated in terms of like D&D takes place in a fantasy world and you can kind of just make up your own with D&D's rules, which is what I was doing when we were playing. But Cyberpunk takes place in a fictional city that takes place in a slightly alternate history that started in like 1992. So there's kind of more lore to catch up with, and there's less room to play fast and loose, which is what I like to do. But I personally, I think the setting of 2020 is kind of closer to 2077 because like it's just like there's a big fucked up city. But Red, which is the 2045 one, has slightly more streamlined rules. Like it's a little easier.
That's okay. So maybe play the Red one just because I'm a gamer. Yeah. You're a gamer, but these rest of our friends, they can't game like us.
Yeah, and it takes place kind of, and I can make references to things that wind up happening in 77 if they're people who played that.
Yeah, well, me, you, and Chris have played it. I don't think Blake ever got the chance to.
Blake played some of it.
Yeah, but Blake was playing on an old gen console.
Yeah. Yikes.
So.
All right. But yeah, I do like.
Let's wrap it up.
I do like Cyberpunk. It's just, it should be better.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully by January there's a more working, stable version for all the people who have issues with it. Probably not the base consoles. I don't think that's going to happen, but
well, I don't think base consoles are ever going to get a version that runs in 60 FPS, but at the very least, if it was 30, that'd be reasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
30's acceptable.
Yeah.
If it's a stable 30, I'd rather have a stable 30 than a fucking buggy 45.
Yeah. I hope it can be improved into that. I don't see how it could unless they really fucking try.
Yeah.
I hope when the game upgrades to the PS5 version, when that comes out, it doesn't get worse.
Yeah.
I still enjoy it. It's not my top 10 2020.
It probably is for me.
Yeah, maybe.
It's unfair though. Like, it came out super late. I'd rather wait. I'd probably put it in my top 10 2021.
A recency
Especially
bias
by
vibe.
2021, it should be better.
Yeah.
What?
Like it's like a recency bias vibe is what you mean? Like it's like
Yeah, like it's just the most recent thing I've been playing. Yeah. But it doesn't really deserve any accolades right now, considering how fucking buggy and shitty it is.
Yeah, I really want to get 13 Sentinels, and I'm so mad I slept on it when it came out. I was like teetering on the edge of buying 13 Sentinels.
It's like, for me, it's like back in the day with the Xbox 360s.
Yeah.
Like, they came out, and like, I think like 50% of them red ringed, where like, I'm like the guy who's like, I've never had a problem, so it shouldn't be a problem for anyone else, but it's more, well, back then I would have done that, but now I'm like, I'm not having a problem, but I recognize that everyone else is, so I'm going to bitch about it for them.
Yeah, that's my vibe. Like, it's like this is unreasonable, and I am having problems. Again, it crashes literally fucking every hour. So it's like, and that's deeply unreasonable. Like, is it as bad as people who are dealing with that and all the other dumb bullshit? No.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for listening to the pod. We love having you around. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Last week I forgot to say Happy Hanukkah to y'all Jewish folks out there, and that's my B. Because like Hanukkah's over now or whatever. But yeah, that's my bad. Kwanzaa is in November, so I'm not gonna say that. And Happy New Year. And if you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
If you celebrate the other ones that happen around the same time, there you go.
Celebrate Festivus.
The best one.
Because you're a bitch.
This has been the airing of grievances for fucking Cyberpunk.
Hell yeah. But yeah, all right. Oh yeah, fuck. Go to youtube.com/N8SComedy if you want to see the videos of the podcast plus more. There is more stuff on there. And I hope to do more stuff with it. And I hope to stream more at twitch.tv/themediahole because I had a great time doing the fucking Game Awards. It was actually such a blast last week, so I'd love to do more streaming. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at the Media Hole. If you want to follow me on TikTok, I'm at the Media Hole. And if you want to go to my Tumblr, I'm at whenyourballs.get stuck to your legs.tumblr.com.
Change your name.
And if you want to find Ian, he's at StrugglesV on everything. He's recently deleted his master copy of Devotion, and he's come under a lot of fire for that. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.